All right, here we go. Okay, take a look at number 1. Find 3 consecutive integers whose sum is 114. I think we kind of went over this a little bit yesterday. Define our variables. 3 consecutive integers, just mean like they're, right next to each other, 6, 7, 8, or whatever. So remember, anytime we have 3 integers, we have the smallest, the middle, and the large. So I'm going to define my variable as x is the smallest. The next one would just be x plus 1 and x plus 2. We have to add these all up, and of course it adds up to 114. So 1x, 2x, 3x plus 3. Now we solve the equation. Subtract 3 from both sides, divide by 3. And then we answer the question. The question asks for all 3 of them. 37, 38, 39. Raise your hand if you got that one correct. Okay. That was weird. Okay. All right. All right, number 2, the perimeter of a rectangle is 170 units if the length is 1 more than 3 times the width. Find the dimensions. Now, guys, when I read that, it sounds really, really fast, and that'll be confusing if you read it that fast. Like I said before, take your time, read it, and draw a diagram. The rectangle is a real nice diagram. Just write in length and width. Perimeter is 170 units. Remember, that's just you're adding up the 4 sides. If you need to, heck, if you need to do this, if you need to label the 4 sides and go side 1, side 2, side 3, and side 4 are going to add up to 170, that's okay. Because now we identify the unknown. Here's the key. You pick one of the sides, and I picked the width because the length is being compared. It says length is 1 more than 3 times the width. So width equals x. The length, it says 1 more than, so whatever I'm comparing it to, it's 1 more than. The length is 1 more than 3 times the width. If the width is x, 3 times the width is 3x. So now I have all my important information, writing an equation. Remember, we have to add up all 4 of the sides. 8x plus 2 equals 170. Now we just solve it. Subtract 2, divide by 8. The width is 21, but I would need to answer the question. We need to find the dimensions. Finding the dimensions means both sides. Raise your hand if you got the dimensions of 21 and 64 units. Okay, good, good. All right, number 3, an isosceles triangle has a perimeter of 36 inches. If the 2 equal sides are each 3 inches shorter than the longest side, how long is each side? Guys, I can't stress this enough. When you have something as simple as this, draw a diagram. And I don't care how the diagram is. I don't care if your triangle looks like a Dorito chip, okay? That's fine, just as long as you do some important things. Make sure you do that. And if you remember this from any of your geometry in 7th grade, these 2 little tick marks mean these are the 2 congruent sides. Here, I actually did draw my diagram better. Okay? Remember, the perimeter is all the way around 36 inches. So let's identify the unknown. We have 2 things we need to figure out, the long side and the congruent sides. Notice plural, sides. So I'm going to say the long side is x. If the 2 equal sides are each 3 inches shorter than the longest side, 3 inches shorter than x was x minus 3. Notice I labeled both of the congruent sides. Now we're going to write an equation. It says the perimeter is 36. All we have to do is add up all the sides. Solve the equation and answer the simple question. Raise your hand if you got 14 inches and 11 inches. Awesome, good. Number 4, the sum of 2 consecutive integers is 74. What are the 2 integers? Well, we have a smaller even and a larger even. And 2 consecutive mean what are 2 integers in a row? Well, what's the difference between any 2 integers, any 2 even integers? Think of 2 even ones, like for example 12 and 14. What's the difference here? We add 2. Going up to the next one, 16, we add 2. So what do we do to go to the next larger one from x? We add 2. From here it's pretty simple. We add up this. X plus 2 is 2x plus 2. That sum is 74. We solve it. Subtract 2, divide by 2. My smaller one is 36, and to answer the question, we need both of them. So we add 2. Raise your hand if you got that one correct. Awesome. 5, a triangle's angles always add up to 180 degrees. Okay. So again, I would draw a diagram. Again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be to scale. All you have to do is just draw a diagram. It helps. 1, 2, 3. These are our, and I'll put this so I remember it's angles. My 3 angles, they have to add up to 180 degrees. Identify the unknowns. I have 3 angles. Now when I go in and read it, in a certain triangle, the first angle is 4 times the second. The first angle is 4 times the second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say the second angle is x. 4 times the second angle is the first one. 4 times x is 4x. And the third angle is 30 degrees more than the second. If the second is x, 30 degrees more is x plus 30. And now we just add them up. And so first angle is 4x plus second angle is x plus the third angle is x plus 30. This is going to give us our equation. We just do a little simplifying beforehand. 4x, 1x, 1x, I got 6x plus 30 equals 80. Now we solve. Subtract 30 divided by 6. X equals 25. Now we have to answer the simple question, which is find the angles. All I have to do is plug them in one at a time. 25. 4 times 25 is 100. 25 plus 30 is 55. Raise your hand if you got that one correct. Awesome. And the last one is pretty easy. If you add 1/3 of a number to the number itself, you get 36. What's the number? So I define my variables. X is the number. Write an equation. Well, it says if you add 1/3 of a number to the number itself, well, adding, here, we'll put a little addition sign. 1/3 of a number to the number, you get 36. Okay? We're going to solve it now by clearing the fraction. Combine like terms. Divide by 4. Raise your hand if you got 22nd. Awesome. All right. Here is our practice test, and there are the answers.